Hi guys, Harry Otis here, professional trader for 20 years now. Started my career in 2005 and still alive in 2026. So today is this green candle right here on a chart of the S&P 500 daily. Today is a green candle market bid. February the 18th, Wednesday, right here, shortened week. We are still in Chop X week, but the big news of the day is there going to be an Iran war? I don't know, we'll see. First, let's get to the technicals, okay? Let's bring in the moving average. The moving average is, well, we came above the 50 here and then right below again. Okay, so we're hovering near the 50, which is at 687-ish on the SPY, and we're below it. So we are still in our neutral choppiness scenario that we've been in for months now. Okay, up and down over the 50 again because of the fact that we're hovering up and down, reclaiming and taking over the 50 and then losing it. I will reserve going bullish, not when it goes above the 50, but it goes above into all-time highs. Okay, because we can still be in a choppy market. Okay, it's not because we're Chop X, although I do expect Chop X to finish sort of flattish around here. It's not just because of Chop X, it's because of this entire pattern needs to resolve itself. Okay, so technically speaking, we're in neutral territory. What does the sentiment have to say? We always look at that. We're still in fear. We came back because the market's up. We were like in the middle. Now we're like top fifth of fear. But, we have all the some indices are still, momentum is extreme fear. We have greed on the strength and breadth is pretty good. But everything else is extreme fear. Volatility dropped a bit because we went up, and everything else is fear, extreme fear. So we're basically to fear, neutralish into fear, nothing very, very extreme. Okay, this is why I still think we were going to go up because we've never had a really greedy stance or position in this market that stays greedy for like weeks on end. Okay, and we certainly don't have any optimism. Too many outside factors are keeping people bearish. Okay. So no real macro coming up today. So we just have basically, I forget the Fed. The Fed minutes was a complete nothing burger. Don't even get distracted by it. I don't even consider that macro. So right now we have technical picture is neutral. The fear greed index is at fear, which means we are sort of leading to the upside, but nothing yet. Again, we are doing nothing. I'm still hoping that this market will go down, retest the 673, break it, so we can get into like extreme territory before going long. I'm still riding what I have, okay? And the fact that this market is up, I don't know why it's up. We're about to go to war and the market gets bid, okay? So let's talk about that. Iran war, big deal of the day. Of course, oil jumps. This is CNBC. Oil jumps 4% after Vance says Iran ignored key U.S. demands. The military strikes are on the table. The saber rattling is beginning. We know that Trump in the U.S. wants to go with Iran, but he's trying to find a way to get into it. We know that people don't want to go into war, but Trump does. So that is always going to keep a bid on sectors like the precious metals, okay? Gold catching a bid again. Yesterday was going down. It's still sort of hovering in this area. Even silver coming back from the low is still hovering in this area, okay? So we have a bid. It doesn't look extreme for silver. Gold looks much, much stronger in this case. So we know that this is there's a war premium, there's an uncertainty premium in gold and silver. We shouldn't be selling. We're trying to look for ways to get in. Okay, so that is what you're going to see when there's war being pumped into the airwaves. Okay, but you will also see oil bid as well. We just saw jumps 4%. Okay, what do I think about oil? U.S. oil here. CFDs on WTI crude. This is Western oil, okay? I'm still bearish, okay? Even though we have this war premium, if you will, war saber rattling, I don't think oil goes much higher. Look, we're still in negative territory here. We're at this point where we're hitting this resistance level. So if you're not short, I would take a short right here. I am already short, okay? So I'm going to wait. A little breaking above this when war starts or whatever, I'm going to start buying. Okay. Shorting, because I don't think the war is big enough to alleviate the fundamentally weak conditions of oil unless something extreme happens. You always have to have a caveat. Okay, if they close the Straits of Hormuz or something for weeks, yeah, you're going to be in trouble. Okay, so that's why I'm looking to oil as bearish, but I'm not going to go heavy. Okay, because even though I'm very, very small short, if we do have a war, I know gold is going to rip. Okay, so gold and silver and rip, which I have a heavier position. So I am cautiously bearish here. I'm waiting for some kind of spike. Maybe when the Straits of Hormuz get closed and then they get reopened again, it's going to really tank. Okay, so oil right now, question mark. Okay, I'm not really getting into it. I'm waiting. Okay, we have the war going on. So I will ride that war with gold and silver and probably lose on my oil trade. Okay, so that's what I expect with this Iran war going on. But we also have the SPY in chop X mode. Okay, here we saw that there are a lot of calls that were bought here. Let's go into the chop X, the second portion here. Okay, the Iran war we're covered with gold and silver, and we are open in the short oil trade. Okay. But now chop X, what do I think is going to happen for the rest of the week, which is a couple of days? I think we hover around here. Okay, we saw, looking at the VIX, it's still very, very elevated. Okay, and it could still go higher. Okay, we can still get these spikes here. This is why I'm hoping for chop X, we stay around here, but then we go down again after, like next week. Okay, next week a tanking to the 673 level and below would be beautiful for me to add more. At this point, when you're chopping in chop X and whatever, we are neutral. We are holding the line. We are not doing anything special, holding what we have. Okay, so let's recap a little, not recap, but let's go over the trade that I mentioned in my other videos. HYMC, Hycroft Mining Corporation. We wanted to enter long here. We gave you guys the structure, and today it blew up. Today, if you didn't get into it when we mentioned it a couple of days ago, you're going to have to wait. This is like blowing up everything. And the reason was they increased their mineral resource estimate. Okay, if you can read it here, the resource mineral estimate, which is up even before the preliminary economic study. Okay, they have 16.4 million gold ounces and 562 million ounces of silver. This is an increase of 50% about. So they increased their MRE by 50%, which is very good. So the stock is up like 20%. Okay, that's great. But if you can see here, remember we wanted to do the option structure. Have it set up here. Look at the bottom here. We wanted to buy the $40 call. Here you can see buy the $40 call, sell the $70 call, short the $21 put. All that is, we want to do it for about $1.50, maybe $2. May expiry, and you can't really see the prices right now, but the prices are way higher than our $1.50 or $2 to enter this kind of option structure. So we missed it. We have to wait. We'll just ride what we just have from before. Okay, if you don't have it, just wait. It's going to come back, and I still want to be in it because you just saw the news just got better for the stock, and the catalyst that I've always that we're always waiting for in the stock is the PEA coming up, which will give more solid, it'll solidify the MRE. Okay, it'll give you exactly what it would cost to build a mine, how long the mine would last, all these economics of building a mine, and what the net present value of all those future cash flows from building a mine, minus the expenses from building that mine, how much it would cost in today's dollars. That's what we call the net present value. So I'm still waiting for that to come out in the first quarter of 2026. That's why this stock is on my radar and looking to enter, even before I enter other gold stocks, okay? Because I saw it consolidating. I wanted to be in it before the quarter ended, okay? Even though I'm not going into other gold companies because gold might need to calm down a bit, even though the RSI is flat. You can go a bit longer term, like we said with May and whatever, but I would like for it to calm down. And silver, it's starting to calm down as well. And we mentioned all of this, Hycroft Mining, all of this ties in together because these are the precious metals companies. And I like the fact that silver is slowing down now. It's starting to get to the point where we might get into it. And remember, Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, it'll last not this Friday, but the next, okay? February the 27th is when it ends. So we will have time to enter more silver and gold positions in the coming week and next week, okay? But Hycroft Mining, I wanted to be in it before that time. And, because of the upcoming PEA, I wish they didn't have the news today. I wish they didn't increase their MRE. It would have been easy to get in on it. It probably would have like dropped down to some degree or stayed at the same levels. We might have gotten our spread for $2 or $1.50 like we wanted. Okay, now we didn't. We missed it. Okay, so now you have to wait. Too bad. That's the way it goes. But I'm still looking to enter it because the news is better than it was before. Okay, so that's it. Let's reiterate. SPY neutral, technically speaking. We are in chop X, so we're probably going to finish around the 685-ish, maybe 690, because we have to kill the call buyers and the put buyers when they were buying up here and before when people were scared. Okay, so those guys have to get destroyed on Friday. So I think we're going to finish around the 685, maybe 690, around here. Okay. Fear and greed. Fear, plenty of time to go higher, plenty of room to go higher. We're not really extremely greedy. Nobody is. So we'll just wait. Iran war, oil jumps 4%. Vance thinks the U.S. administration is positioning for war. We saw what happened with U.S. oil. At this point, I'm not adding to my short. Okay, I'm waiting for a situation where I can short, when we have maximum fear in oil. Not yet. Even if we do, I don't think we break these levels. Who knows? Okay. I just know that the fundamentals absent an Iran war are very bearish for oil. Okay, so you have to balance those two. The Iran war could temporarily destroy that and spike up before I think it goes down again once tensions alleviate. If it's a protracted Ukraine type of war, no, bets are off. But if not, barring that, I think oil continues to go down. So oil, I have to put into the neutral camp right now, even though I am small short. We had gold catching a bid. Gold is very, very strong. Okay, the fundamentals and everything, the uncertainty in the world is skyrocketing. So just that, look, it didn't even violate, forget this wick down, didn't even violate the lower highs at all. Still going up, still uptrend. Okay, this shook up some people, got rid of the overbought conditions, ready to get into it again. Silver, the same thing. I'm really liking silver. It's sort of bottoming out here, waiting to get into it. But we'll have plenty of time in the coming week and next week because the Chinese Lunar New Year is gonna end then. I want to be in it before then. Okay, I'll probably take positions in some stocks before the Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year is over. So, and HYMC, too bad. The news came out. If you didn't position yourself, I didn't get my position like I wanted. I just have what I had going in beforehand. Okay, so still waiting, and I'm really still looking to enter this trade. Okay, so that's it, guys. If you like and if what you saw, like and subscribe. Of course, leave a comment, and I will get to it as fast as I can. And still chop X. I don't think we're going to get too far this week, but next week should be very, very nice. We'll see. Surprises happen. If an Iran war happens, all bets are off. We don't know. This is what makes trading exciting, guys. Later.